What is up, guys? David here from Overland Nomad. If you guys know me, I'm a big Toyota guy. All I have is Toyotas. 81 Hilux, 94 pickup, my wife's Toyota Venza. But I picked a Nissan Frontier. Why is that? Well, let's talk about it. There's a few things that I'm gonna go over in this video, and I am not hating on Tacoma at all. Again, big Toyota guy. I love the Tacoma. I love the new Tacoma that came out. I saw it in person. So this behind me is my 2023 Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. And I really like it. I've already put about 80,000 miles, had it for a few months. It's my daily driver. I've already taken it to Big Bend Ranch State Park. I off-roaded it and I really liked it. It's really comfortable. It's got everything that I personally was looking for. Let me go over the points of why I picked the Frontier over the Tacoma. And when I mean Tacoma, I'm talking about the new, brand new Tacoma. They just came out, the one with the 4-cylinder and the hybrid motor. And I'm also going to be talking about the previous gen, the one with the, I believe it was a 4.0, that one as well. And some of these talking points are going to be subjective. It's just my opinion. You could have your own opinion, what the stuff that I'm talking about. So just keep that in mind. The first point I'm going to go over is that everyone has a Tacoma. Like everyone and their mom has a Tacoma or a 4Runner. And I really didn't want that. I wanted something different. I'm not trying to be, you know, different from anyone else. Tacoma's cool because you can get a lot of aftermarket parts. The Frontier, not so much. But I did want something that was different, that was going to be on the road. And I don't see that many Frontier Pro 4Xs, especially in this green color. I love this green color, and I know Tacomas have really cool colors. But again, I wanted something different, something that kind of stands out, and it's just not your typical Tacoma. Again, I'm not hating on you Tacoma guys. Like I like the Tacoma. I wouldn't mind getting a Tacoma, but that was one thing. I didn't want to be just another Tacoma on the road. Something that I like about this Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, and actually all the Frontiers are the same, is that it has a naturally aspirated 3.8 V6 motor. The new Tacoma has either the hybrid motor or it has just the twin turbo motor, which is a 4-cylinder, which has less horsepower than the 310 horsepower that this one has. Unless you get the hybrid option, I think the hybrid has just a few more horsepower. That's something I really didn't want to actually get. Nothing against turbos and nothing against 4-cylinders. The 4-cylinders in the previous Tacomas over the years have been great, and Toyota's reliability is awesome. But I didn't want to get into that. I kind of just wanted a naturally aspirated, just an old school 6-cylinder. That's all I cared about, and this has enough horsepower. It's been really good. It's not fast, it's nothing crazy, but it gets the job done. Like I stated before, I have an 81 Toyota pickup. I have a 94 Toyota pickup. My wife has a 2023 Toyota Venza with a hybrid motor, which I really like. But I have also had Nissans in the past, and actually as a kid I grew up with Nissans in Mexico. Well, the first pickup I was ever in was my grandpa's D21 hardbody Nissan, which those are now really cool. They're kind of classics, starting to become kind of classics. I've had 2 Xteras, and the last Xtera I had the 4.0. So the 4.0 was in the previous Frontier, and then they went with this 3.8. And that 4.0 was bulletproof. I never had any issues with that Xtera other than just some AC issues at the end. But that Xtera was awesome. It was also Pro 4X. It had a rear locker like this one has. And I love that thing. It was a lot of fun. It was really reliable. I also took it everywhere, had no issues. So I have some history with Nissan, and because of that, I went ahead and got the Frontier. And talking about that, reliability is good on Nissans. But I will be honest with you, I'm in some Facebook group for Pro 4Xs, and a lot of people have little issues here and there, from little things to sometimes getting check engine lights. I haven't had any issues whatsoever other than this creak that I get in the rear when I take off. I take off and I hear this little noise. It sounds like it's in the leaf springs. And I took it to the dealership and actually replaced all the leaf spring suspension in the rear, and I still hear it. It happened after I took it to Big Bend Ranch State Park, and after that I started hearing that little noise. It's annoying, but hopefully it gets resolved next time I take it to the dealership. But I'm also planning on changing the suspension on this, so maybe after I do that, maybe it'll go away. I'm not sure. When it comes to reliability, Toyota, we obviously know Toyota's top tier reliability. It definitely beats Nissan on that aspect, but they're both Japanese manufacturers, which I really like. But Toyota has been slacking. I think all manufacturers have been kind of slacking now with so much computer, so many gadgets. There's a lot of things that could break. So maybe Toyota, who knows how the new Tacoma is going to be. We still have to kind of see how they play out. They just came out. Got to see them on the road. I know the new Tundra, some people have had issues with the turbos and all that, but other than that, they've been good. One thing that I really like about this Nissan over the Tacoma, and this is subjective, so hear me out guys, is the actual look of the truck. I think the Frontier is a very handsome looking, sharp, very muscular kind of looking truck compared to Tacoma that kind of looks a little round in my opinion. I think the previous gen really looked very roundish. I did not like the look of that one at all. I thought it was the most hideous Tacoma ever. I liked all the other ones. No hating on you guys that have the Tacoma, it's still pretty cool. But the new one, thought it was better, but I still think that this one is a lot better looking in my opinion. It's very boxy, it's got sharp lines. I love the headlights on this thing. I love the DRLs, the daytime running lights on this. They're super bright. If you do get the Frontier, that's not the Pro 4X, it won't come up. It won't come with it will come with halogen lights, which kind of stinks. Those are not good. But I do like that the Frontier Pro 4X does come with the LEDs. Actually, it has LEDs everywhere except third brake light on the top. The cargo light, that's not LED. And I also love the colors that they have. They have this one, and they have like this brownish one that I really liked, and they have like a cement color. I think they copied Toyota on that one because Toyota does have a lot of cool colors, and they've been doing that for a few years now. So I really do like this truck, and I also like the wheels. Let's talk about price. And right now we are in March of 2024, so I don't know, by the time you watch this video, the prices have fluctuated. This sounds like a lot of money, but it is today's truck prices. This truck right here is a Nissan, like I said, 2023 Nissan Pro 4X with the leather seats, all the gizmos that you can get. Even has a rear locker. You're looking at $46,500 brand new from the dealership. I'm assuming a TRD Pro, this current generation, the brand new one, is gonna be a lot. They haven't released the prices on the TRD Pro. We do have the prices like on the TRD Off-Road, and the TRD Off-Road is gonna be a little bit more than this.
$56,000 for a brand new 2024 TRD Off-Road. What do you guys think?
Which I believe that one has a rear locker. But get ready for those markups because they're going to be insane. People are going to be flocking to the TRD Off-Road, the TRD Pro, and those dealerships are going to mark it up. I'm assuming the TRD Pro is going to be probably in the 60s, 70s maybe. I mean, which is insane for a mid-sized truck. It's insane to be paying $46,000 for a mid-sized truck. But again, that's today's prices. It's increased a lot more than what it was a few years ago. I do have to say that this thing is really nice. It's top of the line Nissan Frontier Pro 4X. Now let's compare this Pro 4X to the previous gen Tacoma. I had thought about actually purchasing the previous gen Tacoma brand new because the new one hadn't come out yet. But there was two things I did not like about it. First was the style. I didn't like the look of it. I didn't like that Tacoma had been out for a long time. It was outdated. This thing had just come out brand new, so this is their brand new Frontier, which the previous Frontier had been out for over like 10 years. It had been out since like 2007, 2006, maybe 2005. I'll put it down below. So I didn't want to get an old truck, especially knowing that the new one was around the corner. I didn't want to get that. In those points, I really didn't mind too much. I did like, I'll pick Toyota because of the reliability and knowing that motor on that Tacoma was bulletproof. It's been great. But one thing that I did not want to deal with was their transmission, because that Tacoma has a 6-speed transmission, and I would hear about that it would be searching for gears on the highway, especially if you maybe put 33s on it, you'd have to re-gear. I didn't want to have to deal with re-gearing. I've dealt with that on my red truck, my 94. It can get expensive. I really didn't want to do that to my brand new truck. This thing right here has a 9-speed transmission, and it is smooth. No issues on the highway, no issues daily driving. I really like it, and that's kind of the reason why I went with that over the previous Tacoma. Now, if the newer Tacoma had been out already at the dealership, again, the markups on it would have been crazy. I wasn't so excited for the 4-cylinder twin turbo. Again, looking at Toyota's history, their 4-cylinders have been awesome. They've even had turboed 4-cylinders in the 80s. But when you're dealing with turbos, no matter if it's Toyota or whoever it is, you're still going to end up having to service it. Something's bound to happen. I didn't want to deal with that. And actually their hybrid system, I'm kind of excited for. So maybe down the road, once I get rid of this one years from now, maybe I would consider Tacoma. The hybrid one. I really would want the hybrid to save a little bit of gas. Now let's talk about Pro 4X versus TRD Pro from the previous Tacoma. That previous Tacoma was going around like $50,000 compared to the $46,000 of this one, so this one's a lot cheaper. They both have rear lockers. This doesn't have any kind of crawl control. The Tacoma does. It does have its own computer system. This does have a computer system, but it's still kind of old school. It kind of figures it out, you know, on the fly when you're driving. But again, you have rear lockers, so I really don't think I'm gonna have to be using crawl control. One thing that Tacoma kind of shines better than the Pro 4X is the suspension, how it sits. When I bought this thing, it's at so low. I put the Nismo spacer kit for now, and the TRD Pro sits a lot nicer. It has, I think, with the Fox shocks, and it has like upper control arms. That's cool and all if you're gonna keep it stock, but this thing, I'm gonna modify the suspension. I'm planning on putting Dobinson upper control arms. So I'm just gonna throw money at some really, really good suspension that's gonna do its job. And let me talk about some negatives on the Pro 4X that I've seen the last few months. One that really bothers me, and I think most modern cars are starting to have these, which I really hate, is the auto shutoff. Is when you're at idle at the light, and it just turns off on you. And it turns back on when you give it gas. I hate that. It has a button to turn it off, but every single time I turn on that truck, I have to press it. There's no bypassing it. You have to just press it every single time. And I really hate that. And I know that's like emissions regulations, which I really hate. That's one thing I hate. That creaking noise I talked about, can't figure it out yet. It's annoying. It's a brand new truck. I wish it wasn't doing that, but something must have happened when I took it off-roading. So I got to figure that out. No crawl control. If I was looking at a Toyota Tundra Tacoma, they have crawl control. I don't. But again, I do have a rear locker. This truck's still kind of old school like that. I think rear locker for what I'm doing is totally acceptable. And the last point are the cameras are very low resolution. They do their job, but man, they are so low resolution. This one has a front camera right up at the logo here. It has a backup camera, and it has cameras on the mirrors. And again, I think you only get those camera options when you get the technology package that I got on this one. But the camera quality is so low. I hop into my wife's 2023 Toyota Venza, and man, that camera is like sharp, so nice. This one, on the other hand, it's like stuck in 2010. So I wish Nissan would upgrade that. It's pretty, they could have done better on that. So those are the kind of things that I was looking at when shopping for a truck. This truck's supposed to be an adventure truck. I don't want it to be a overland truck with all the gizmos and all that. I wanted to keep it as light as possible. I'm actually getting rid of that rooftop tent. It's too heavy. I'm getting a new one, which I can't wait to show you guys. And I also got the Yakima rack on the back because it's detachable. You can actually take it all off in one piece, which makes it nice. And that's what I got it for. I want to put a really nice suspension on it so I can go fast. Be kind of a go fast truck when I take it to the beach, stuff like that. Again, it's my daily driver, so I want it to be really comfortable. I don't want it to be top heavy. Anyways, guys, that's it for this video. If you want to see this thing in action, I'll put the video up there somewhere from when I took it to Big Bend. If you want to see it in action, go check that out. For more Nissan Frontier videos, stay tuned on the channel. And if you guys are already subbed to the channel, don't worry, tuna can's coming back. We've had some hiccups with tuna can, but it's coming back. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.